All right, fellas. We got some presents here from our guy, Chris Mitchell. One for each of us.
SDP, let's go.
See what we got. Go ahead and unopen them.
Shout out Chris, man.
Ooh.
What that is?
Oh my goodness. We got the Shedeur Sanders.
Stop it.
Cleveland Browns
Stop
jersey.
it.
Damn.
Lord Jesus.
Wow.
This is hard.
It's actually so cool. Watch me pull up to the function in my Shedeur Sanders Browns jersey.
No, this is too fire.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Chris.
Shout out Chris.
We got something else here too for us. Yeah. This one we actually have no idea what it is. Is it a street sign? It is a street sign.
Oh, that's badass. That's fucking badass.
Damn. DNVR Buffs Circle. Sick.
That's gotta go around this.
Oh yeah, we're taking over the studio,
Oh.
bro.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Chris. Damn, it's even like the Colorado style sign.
Shout out Chris.
Let's go!
Squad! Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your front range Toyota stores. It's DNVR Buffs Live. And we start off today with a huge shout out to our guy, Chris Mitchell. Dude is, I don't even know how to describe him, beyond kind to us.
He really is. He takes incredible care of us, been an amazing supporter of what we do. I think he told me about this a while ago because he said he had the Lawrence Vickers Browns jersey back in the day. So he's like, I got to get a Travis and a Shedeur. And then ended up obviously hooking it up for us as well. And the big surprise was the DNVR Buffs Circle. Welcome to the circle.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Shout out to Chris, man. These jerseys are incredibly tough. If you think they look fire on your screen right now, I promise you they look even better in person.
Yeah, I got to admit, never expected to throw on a Browns jersey in my life.
Fits you, bro.
But when I did, I was kind of like, okay, I can see this. I might bust this out on a Sunday Broncos bye week.
Yeah.
Or like a Thursday, Monday situation for the Broncos.
There you go, yeah.
But more importantly, like, I'm going to a birthday party next week. Pull up to the function in the Shedeur Sanders Browns jersey.
Oh, yeah. I'm busting some fits with that jersey. I'm not going to go lie. I'm about to put some stuff together. Shout out to Chris, man. Some people are drop some W's in the chat for our guy, Chris, man. What a guy.
Facts.
What a guy.
What a guy he is. We'll see him soon. Today on the show, we're going to talk about On3 did a little Pete Nakos investigation on rosters who paid the most for this year's teams. We'll talk about that. We'll catch RK up. I didn't even realize it's been almost a week since you were on the show, pretty much.
I know. I was moving. Then I went to a boys' golf tournament. Now I was moving yesterday and getting back from that. And now I'm back to regular life.
We'll also talk about Preston Ashley. But today we start with the true freshman on the roster. A small class compared to many other around the nation. But in terms of the talent that the Buffs are going to have from these young kids, Julian included, this is a class that could define the next 3-4 years of the Coach Prime era at Colorado. We can start with Julian if you guys want, or we can go, wide receivers, offensive line, the defenders. Where do you want to start?
Where do you want to start, bro?
Start with the quarterback.
Let's do it. So Coach Prime didn't. He played up the, I guess, 2 QB system when you asked him about it. I mean, he wasn't bothered by that at all. He sounded all for it, really, too. Especially in the non-conference slate, I would expect Julian to play. I mean, I guess the question for him is, does he eclipse that 4 games played mark? Does he take a red shirt this year? Because if he does play more than 4 games, I'm assuming he's playing quite a bit.
I'm expecting him to play more than 4 games.
Me too.
And I think even when he was asked about, I think Coach Prime was the possibility of Julian redshirting earlier this spring, and Coach Prime pretty much was like, hell no. That's not the plan. Like, sure, it might happen, but that's not the plan that we're going into the season with. Like, when you land,
Go ahead.
When you land a 5-star quarterback as highly touted as Julian Lewis, that's just the world we live in college football now. They got to play early. You want to see them on the field early. And granted, he is, a reclassified from the 2026 class, so he's even younger than a typical true freshman. But I think this was conversations that were had when you were recruiting Julian Lewis, right? He said, Julian did this week, that he wasn't expecting them to bring in a guy as established as Caden Salter, but he expected to be an older guy brought into the situation. But I think that was always the plan for Julian to get some type of run as a true freshman, and we're going to see that. It might, we don't know what that's going to look like or how many games that's going to be or how many snaps that's going to be. But if anything we learned from this past weekend down in Texas is that both of them are going to play, Julian Lewis and Caden Salter. It just remains to be seen how much. And I think that'll be determined by how well they do play when they're out there on the field.
Julian Lewis left high school in 2.5 years. There's no need to plan for him being in college for 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even if he's not the full-time starter, you don't need to preserve his eligibility. He's probably going to the NFL when he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
So get him out there, use what he's great at, which is throwing the football. Put in, at the very least, a package of plays that you like and work great for him. And at the very most, he's going to lead your football team. So he's going to be out there. He's going to play more than 4 games. And I think he's going to make a lot of big plays for this team.
And just the fact that the quarterback competition is so close, too. I mean, that alone shows me that Julian seems pretty ready, at least, from what they've seen in practice so far. The spring game, he had his flashes as well. It's the way the schedule's kind of built out. It kind of perfectly builds up into Big 12 play, right? I mean, besides the Georgia Tech game, which is obviously a massive game, week 1, we'll see what happens there. But Delaware and Wyoming, I fully expect Julian to play quite a bit in those games, honestly. Houston, I mean, we'll see how good they are. If they are similar to where they were last year, Julian should be playing quite a bit in that game as well.
Got a higher ceiling than the Buffs, according to your boy.
Yeah, they do.
And you mentioned the schedule, and also working in their favor is the fact that 4 of those first.
Bro, I thought he was going to let that slide.
Bro, you can't, bro. That's the one thing, bro. So you say
That's
somebody
true.
is your
That's
boy and
true.
they're not your boy, everybody's going to be like, oh, hell no. But, yeah, I mean, 4 of the first 5 games at home, too. I think that bodes well for Julian to get it kind of an early kind of, start. Things rolling early on in the season. The schedule works out beautifully, and I think it's gonna work out well for both quarterbacks and get them their feet under them early on before things get really crazy when that Big 12 schedule starts.
The next 2 highest rated players in terms of grading on 247 for this class were Chauncey Gooden and Carde Smith. Offensive line has been greatly improved, we feel like, at least at the guard spots for sure. Right tackle being a question mark. I mean, I think the door is slightly open for Carde. I don't know how ready he is at this point in terms of physically and grasp of the offense. We hear good things about Chauncey Gooden in the spring, too. I mean, the ideal, same thing with Julian. The ideal, for the future of the team is Julian plays a lot and is really good, right? Same thing with these freshman offensive line. If you can break into this offensive line and establish yourself alongside, Jordan and all these younger guys coming up in that room, that's very encouraging for the future.
Well, and we talked so much about the size of this offensive line. Both of those guys will not downgrade it at all.
Yes.
You usually talk about freshmen playing. It's like, okay, well, size is going to be an issue. Neither of them is size an issue. Chauncey Gooden in the spring, when he was at the Alamo Bowl practices, looked like he could have played in the Alamo Bowl.
Yes.
Carde, you could tell he needed to put on a little bit of weight. Well, he did it. Mm-hmm. He's there. So, as we've already seen with Jordan Seaton, the physical transformation for both of these guys is going to be ongoing throughout their careers. but from a size standpoint, they're ready to go.
No doubt. And I don't know. It's that offensive line room is really deep with some really experienced guys who have played a lot of college football. But I'm kind of expecting at least one of those guys to play like meaningful reps as a true freshman. And I think the biggest reason why I say that, aside from the fact that, you know, Chauncey and Carde are obviously super talented, you know, high 4-star recruits, you know, former USC commit in Carde's situation and Chauncey's situation, chose the Buffs over Clemson, Tennessee, a bunch of SEC offers. Besides the fact that they're super talented, I think they can physically play as true freshmen. It's something that Coach Prime said last season, I believe during the season, where he was talking about the offensive line, specifically about the transfer portal in this day and age. Like, he wants to play 8 to 10 guys on the offensive line.
Yeah.
One, to keep those guys fresh and rested, but two, in the day and age of the transfer portal, that's the biggest reason why guys leave.
Yep.
They're not seeing the field as much as they want, even as true freshmen. And I think about somebody even like Zachariah Owens, who hit the portal this offseason, who was like having a really good spring, was having a really promising, I think, start to his career at Colorado after transferring in from Clemson, I believe.
Yep.
I would say if he got some run, I don't think he was even ready to play last year, but I think in his mind, he was probably like, I probably could have played, especially with the offensive line situation. And I'm sure that might have, in addition to Phil Lodeholt going over to Mississippi State, could have potentially played into that his decision to leave. And I think that's something that's just always going to be in the back of Coach Gunnar White, the rest of the offensive line coaches, and Coach Prime's mind, especially with these young guys that you put in a lot of work to recruit and get to Colorado. You want to at least give them a taste of what, you know, their future is going to look like playing on the field a lot. So I think that's kind of where I'm at with those two guys in particular.
I mean, just the early games in the later games in the non-conference slate, man. I mean, those are big opportunities for a lot of players on this team, especially if the starters are able to go out there and build a lead. I mean, empty the bench, really.
For real.
Throw out the freshmen, just see what you got.
And not to overlook Delaware or Wyoming in any sense of the word, but it's one of the reasons why it's tough to schedule like you did last year.
Exactly.
You schedule North Dakota State,
Yep.
the best FCS program in history. You schedule Nebraska and you schedule CSU. Was that fun? In some ways, yes.
You got to be on point every week.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you were everyone's Super Bowl, which you will probably continue to be. But there was never a moment to take a breath during the entire season.
Exactly.
And hopefully this team is good enough to get that, and that allows you to play some of those guys and get some of that valuable experience. There wasn't a single snap last year where it was like, okay, this doesn't really matter.
Maybe
Get them all out there.
End of
Maybe-
Oklahoma State. Like,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
it.
okay, yeah.
late Arizona, but
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
I mean, even in Texas Tech where they like pulled away, remember, it was still like stressful down to the end of the game.
Yeah, final 3 minutes, something was going on, right?
Yep.
All right, let's take our first break, and then we'll get back to the freshman class. Shout out to the homies over at Cake Mortgage, where they make buying a home a piece of cake. If you are not a traditional, W-2 employee where, you get that, shows all your income on your tax return, and you can just take that to the bank. Maybe you're a content creator, freelancer, own your own business, an entrepreneur, all that stuff. And it can be difficult, to get a loan for a house if you're in those situations. That's where our friends at Cake Mortgage come in. They can get business owners approved by validating your cash flow through bank statements, certified profit and loss statements, or business tax returns. So head to the link in the description to get started. Shout out to our friends at Cake Mortgage, quote, equal housing lender, NMLS number 1734623, licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. Also,
shout out to our friends over at Toyota. Only Toyota is allowed to pull up on DNVR Buff Circle.
Facts.
It's the way it is. I was up in the mountains this weekend, cruising the Toyota. Just the best there is. Can't say enough great things about my Toyota, whether you're trekking the mountains of Colorado or the plains of Kansas or the coastlines of California.
Or the nothingness of Wyoming.
Toyota's the best, and they have so many great new models that you can check out if you want to pull up on DNVR Buff Circle. So Visit a Front Range Toyota store at a location near you, including AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain State Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is an official partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
All right, let's go to the let's just do pass catchers. We'll loop in the tight ends as well with this. Obviously, Quanell X Farrakhan and Quentin Gibson at wide receiver. They've already kind of made some noise in PLPs in spring. And then you got Corbin Lazier and Zane DeSouza. Zane DeSouza is a traditional enrollee, I guess. He wasn't here for the spring.
Okay.
He just showed up in the summer. But Corbin was there for the spring. I know Coach Bart is pretty excited about what he's got in that tight end room, and Corbin's the reason why. But either of them, the pass catchers in general, just who do you think is, I mean, I guess we just start with Q for 6.
Yeah. I was going to say, I was already incredibly high on Q for 6.
Yeah.
He was in my guys draft. Some were saying it was a reach at the time, but some were saying the Broncos reached on Pat Bryant. No one's saying that anymore. So last week raised Quentin Gibson's stock for me by several points. The players really believe in him, and that speaks volumes. And I think you're going to hear more of that when we start getting to talk to more of the coaches. He's going to make noise for this team. He's too electric and dangerous and explosive to not go out there and play a big role on this team. So I think he's going to make a massive impact. And the fact that he brings a smile to everyone's face when they
look
talk
at you
about
smiling right now.
I'm in the crew now. All right, I'm part of it now. He's going to be a player for these guys.
I think the players really respect what he did in high school.
They all talk,
And that's why, like
Julian said best player in the nation 4 times.
Yeah, they're always asking 35 touchdowns, almost like it's like a legendary season, and they're just trying to kind of glean some of that from him, even though it's last year of high school. That's just what it feels like to me.
Because it's so abnormal what he did.
Is.
Yep.
36 receiving touchdowns, being the star player on a state championship team in Texas at his size. I mean, you said it. They were talking about JoJo and some of the other young receivers. They were asking him in one of the recent well-up videos, you had 94 catches in one season. I ain't had that my whole high school career. And it's you have to respect what Quentin did last year. Again, in that hotbed of high school football talent in the state of Texas. Q is going to be electric. I think right away in the return game, Coach Pollock already mentioned this spring that him and Quanell are probably going to get the first crack at returning punts. That's going to be electric. Quentin already gave us kind of a glimpse of his electricity in the spring game during some 7-on-7 periods and whatnot. So I'm super high on Quentin. I'm very also high on Quanell, and I think that was your guy originally out the gate. But he had a really impressive spring as well, flashing in the POPs like you mentioned. This is somebody. Do you have that video I sent Dion right before the show started, 5 or so minutes? If not, it's cool. But this is somebody who I just mentioned. Coach Pollock said is probably going to get opportunities to return punts this year. Had 4 special teams touchdowns in one game last year. 3 punt return touchdowns in the same game. All of them 60+ yards, obviously.
How do they keep kicking down?
Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying?
That's
and again,
crazy.
This is somebody in Texas, in the Houston area, playing against really good competition down there in the high school level. So I'm really excited for Quanell and for Q for 6 as well. Both of those guys. I feel like they already got nicknames too. Q for 6. I think Quanell's nickname is just X. And that's fire.
Yeah.
And Juju obviously loves them boys. I think Caden has already, built a rapport with them as well. So it's gonna be fun. And this is another reason too, something I was gonna bring up. I know we're gonna talk about a high school receiver target that Colorado is kind of targeting here recently. We're gonna talk about it later in the show, but I wouldn't be one iota upset if Colorado didn't add a single receiver in this 2026 recruiting class. I just wouldn't be. And I'm sure some people would, but you just added these 2 guys who are obviously true freshmen. Cam Michael is still a redshirt freshman. Draylon Miller is a true sophomore. Joseph Williams is a true sophomore. Isaiah Harge has multiple years of eligibility left. So does Hakeem Williams and Amarion Miller. There is a lot of young bulls in this receiver room that I just want to see them ball. I want to see them get opportunities. And like I said, I wouldn't be one bit pissed off or upset if they didn't add a receiver in this 2026 recruiting class. Also knowing that they're going to target guys in the portal. That's just how they roll.
Someone's going to leave in the portal, too.
Yep.
That too.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
I will say it's the most talent-rich position in America. So I think you always go back to the well and add and, try to find superstars. But as for these guys getting on the field this year, to me, it's as simple as like the ability to turn any touch into a touchdown is rare. And both of those guys have it. And not to say that Omarion Miller or Draylon Miller don't have that as well. But when you have it, you just have to play the slot machine a couple times if you're the offensive coordinator and see if you can hit a jackpot. And so those guys are going to get out there and they're going to get some opportunities.
Hell yeah.
For sure. Just defense as a whole, I guess. Alexander McPherson, London Merritt, Christian Hudson.
Dogs.
And then Mantrez Walker as well. I think that's it, right? And like Noah King is coming in like fresh off the recruiting class,
That's crazy to think
He
about.
counts,
Man.
yeah.
So yeah, he was a 4-star. We saw TJ obviously kind of ball out in the spring game.
Mm-hmm.
London and Alex have gotten a ton of buzz so far, rightfully so. I fully expect those guys. I mean, let's just start there on the defensive line, I guess, because Christian Hudson we'll see, but London Merritt I'm fully expecting to be like breaking the 2 deep edge rotation by week 6.
I was going to say, there's a player on this team, and I don't know who it is yet, that we believe is good, that is going to end up losing snaps to London Merritt.
Yeah.
And that's that's like a healthy thing for a football program if that happens. Same thing we were talking about with the young players on the offense side of the ball. Like the best thing that can happen is the young guys ball out. But I feel the same way about Alexander McPherson. Like by the end of the season, those guys are going to be playing a lot, and there are going to be players who we talked about a lot this offseason who aren't getting as much burn because those guys have to get out on the field.
Yep.
I think those two kind of categorizes my guys.
Those are definitely your guys.
I think I was on them early.
Those are
Like, yeah,
definitely your guys.
I'm fully expecting former Ohio State football commit London Merritt to make an impact as a true freshman, just based on what he did, kind of just on the camp cycle this past summer. What he was doing in one-on-one reps against elite 4- and 5-star offensive tackles in this 2025 class. I think Alexander McPherson, he's just so polished. Like he is just such a
The size too, bro.
massive, and he's just, like I said, just such a polished football player. His technique is A+, and he's just going to be one of those coaches' favorites. I think McPherson is in particular because he's always doing the right thing. He's always in the right spot, and his motor never stops. Like he's going to be one of those guys who gets sacks on 2nd and 3rd efforts because he just never gives up on a play. So those two guys at premium positions, playing that edge spot with Arnold Walker heading out the door next year in his last year of eligibility. Those guys, I think, have the potential to be like pillars of this program.
Yeah. Mantrez, he's got 2 graduates in front of him, obviously, in Reggie Hughes and Martavius French. Feels somewhat like a long shot, but remember, he was kind of a fringe 4-star player committed to Michigan and has been committed to the Buffs, or was committed to the Buffs for quite a while. It was over a year and a half ago, about that?
Spring game.
Spring game.
Spring game commit, yeah.
So he's been locked in for a minute. I mean, he obviously sees the vision and trusts Coach Hart as well.
So dope seeing him in those visit photos with Rodney Cullen Jr. as well.
Yeah.
Mantrez,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
I think
that's it.
Mantrez has been kind of slept on a little bit just in terms of, people talking about the linebacker position.
Yeah.
The future of the linebacker position and the present of the linebacker position. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if, there back-to-back years, there's been a late addition to the starting lineup at linebacker who made a massive difference. That could very easily be
True.
Mantrez Walker this year.
Very
I
true.
can see it.
That's the freshman class. Look, we kind of built up signing day when they all signed and all that, and doing this now, and it's because I think we're all very excited for what these guys can bring to the table, the talent level, the size, even the stars. You want to talk about those. Like, this is a strong class, man, and it's going to really define the future next couple of years for Colorado.
Who's your sleeper? Like, there's obviously, like, the top guys. Like, you couldn't say, like, oh, Q for 6 is my sleeper freshman. Who's your freshman that you think maybe isn't being talked about right now that might make a big impact this year?
Corbin Leisure. He is massive, bro.
I swear that was the name I was going to say.
Seeing him, it changed my mind, like, about the tight end room, watching them walk out in that spring game and just going, oh, Like we have like a
got
basketball
tight ends
team now.
now,
Yeah.
And knowing he can run routes like a receiver
Yes.
at his size is scary. Scary to think about.
What about
So
you?
that was going to be my answer. Laser was.
I've got a few. I mean, I think Mantrez has just been too far away. Like, I don't think he counts. But I would
agree.
go there. Since I don't think I can go there because he was highly rated and coveted, I'm going to go Noah King. Because I just think because he's not technically a part of the recruiting class,
Yeah.
he's been a little bit forgotten about. But that's a 4-star cornerback with the exact size that Coach Prime loves.
Mm-hmm.
If the coaching just clicks for him, I think he can make an impact.
Yeah. I mean, and chat's bringing up TJ Branch. I mean, real quick,
Yeah.
that's probably the position maybe the most that this coaching staff has shown that they're willing to play guys,
Yeah.
at least in the secondary in general. But you think about Jaden Milner-Jones 2 years ago. You think about Carter 2 years ago. Obviously, Cormani, that USC game, he showed his flashes there, and you can see what he's doing at Florida. Like, if you're ready to go in the secondary, you're out there, bro.
And him being 6'3" and be able to hit like that, it's kind of a cheat code.
Yes.
All right, let's take our next break, and then we'll play catch up. Shout out to our friends over at Game Time.
Time.
It's we're almost there, guys. Close enough. But it's still only baseball season right now. Hit up our friends at Game Time if you're trying to go to a game at your local park. If you're coming out to Denver, hit up Coors Field, the best bar in Denver, some would call it.
Second best.
Second best bar in true. But also just concerts, theater, events, whatever's going on in your city and you're thinking of stopping by, hit up our friends over at Game Time. Especially for Buffs games, football games. It's about that time to start planning your trips for football season. So make sure Game Time is where you stop to get your tickets. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What time is it?
Game time.
And you know what's a perfect meal right before you head out to the game or an event? Tickets that you bought on Game Time. The perfect pre-game event meal.
Some chicken fingers.
Some Raisin Cane's chicken fingers, my guy. If you're heading out on your next summer road trip, you should order over at raisincanes.com, or you can do it on the Canes mobile app to satisfy your chicken finger fix in a snap. At Raising Cane's, every single chicken finger is hand battered and cooked to order. Every crinkle cut fry is crispy and perfectly salted. Every Texas toast is butter perfection. And every single cane sauce is made in-house, in restaurant, every single day, just ready to be dipped. If you're hungry, get your order today at Cane's and keep the road trip going. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Shout out to Game Time and Raising Cane's. All right, so
You ever see that video of the kid going, it's chicken. Fried chicken.
yes, yes, bro.
Every time we do that, I think about him.
Real quick, some recruiting stuff. We have a new target who has emerged in 2026. 4-star and Oklahoma commit, Daniel Odom. He's from St. John Bosco in Bellflower, California. Ranked,
Powerhouse.
what's that?
They're a powerhouse.
They are a powerhouse. Ranked the 306th overall player and 50th ranked wide receiver. That's crazy. 50th ranked wide receiver, and you're the 306th overall player in the class.
I said most
It's-
talent-rich position in the country.
What is that? 20%
Yeah.
are wide
Yeah.
receivers. Crazy.
Insane.
But yeah, he's coming on a visit
This is out of nowhere, right?
out of nowhere. Just dropped today. Obviously committed to Oklahoma. He spoke to Adam Gorney, rivals on 3. I don't know what they are now. He said, "I have Colorado during the season. I just wanted to see the atmosphere and see the place and get the experience. I want to be able to take my visits. I don't want to look back and say I could have gone there. That could have been something. I just want to see how it looks. They have 2 good quarterbacks down there slinging it, so I want to see how they're looking. During the last showcase we had, they started picking up on recruiting me, calling me every other day or on the weekends, just checking in to make sure I'm good and trying to get me up there. I like Oklahoma," he says. "I like what they have going on. I like what my future could possibly hold up there. Playing early is a major role in my college future.
Uh-oh.
Oklahoma was the right spot because of the relationship I have with Emmett Jones and Coach Venables. Like a big family. They're going to keep it real with me. I'm kind of locked in with Oklahoma. I'm starting to shut down my recruitment down toward them, but Washington is making a little bit of noise, and Florida State is too, and obviously Colorado is now.
Read the first 3 parts of the Oklahoma transition.
I like Oklahoma. I like what they have going. I like what my future could possibly hold up there. Playing early is a major
That's good.
role in my college future.
No, that part is important as well, actually. No one here on the set is married, so you guys won't understand it quite as much. But imagine if your wife was just like, yeah, I like Scott. I like what he's got going on. That is not what you want to hear.
They could be a good spot for my future.
You want to hear, I love Scott. Yeah. He's my everything. That is not what I got there. This man is not married to Oklahoma.
That boy said kinda locked in. that might be the first time I've ever heard that. It's usually I'm locked in or you just don't say anything like that. But kinda locked in?
Okay, let's just reverse roles here. Let's say he was committed to Colorado.
Exactly.
And had these exact same quote and he was visiting Oklahoma. I would be on the show being like, yeah, he goes.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
Best of luck.
No doubt about it. I mean, yeah, this is a dog too. He's been committed to Oklahoma since January, so almost 7 months now. His scouting report on 24/7 Sports, courtesy of Greg Biggins, has all the physical tools to be a dominant outside receiver at the college level. Good size wideout, pushing 6'2", 190 pounds, and plays a physical game. Quick off the line, very good releases, can beat press and uses his body well to create separation. Strong kid who can bully opposing corners and pick up a lot of yards after contact. Shows good top end speed and can routinely get behind a defense. Really nice all around game and has a ceiling with the talent to play at the high power 4 level.
Yeah, they can keep recruiting receivers as far as I'm concerned, bro. Bring these guys in.
Yeah, no, I mean, just keep getting them. But I understand what your point was, which is like
Definitely.
it's already an incredibly talent-rich position on the team.
And you're going to be able, and my also think too, I didn't mention this earlier, but like that's wide receiver is the easiest position in the transfer portal to add as well.
It is, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you've hit on guys 2 years in a row, I think, in the high school ranks at the receiver spot. Let them grow and add what you might need. Additionally, I think older guys out of the transfer portal. I think that would kind of be my plan, specifically talking about the receiver spot for Colorado. But you know, I don't blame anybody for wanting to continue to add, you know, high school guys at that position.
I just think you have to kind of plan for the inevitability of the transfer portal. You just never know who's going to leave and when. Like you just got to keep it. Just got to keep rolling.
I think you do that though. Again, this is specifically about the receiver spot.
Yes.
I think you do that with the transfer portal. A guy leaves, okay, we'll go add somebody else from the portal. And clearly, Colorado was shown to be a destination for receivers out of the transfer portal. So
Absolutely. By the way, our guy Chris in the chat, shout out to him.
Shout out my guy.
I'm glad I like the jerseys and the sign. I'll see you in Manhattan, DNVR Buffs Circle.
Let's go.
Okay, thank you for that too. I just made me think about this when he was talking about his visits, because you do this on CFB 26 or recruiting and whatnot. If you had to pick a game for Daniel Odom to visit, what game would you pick on the Buff schedule this season?
BYU.
Night game, Folsom Field. I like that answer.
That's the only confirmed night game we have so far?
I think so.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'd go that for now, but there'll be another one.
Okay.
How about you? I would strongly consider going Georgia Tech. That's another night game, by the way.
True.
That is true. Yeah. A week one visit's a strong potential statement, too.
Yeah, also, like, Coach Prime's had the whole offseason to have conversations with his whoever is in his circle about, you know, coming out for a game, and they're like, oh, why don't I just come out for GT? You know? That one could be
It's a good answer.
a big one.
I could see Iowa State, too. 2 weeks after BYU. I'm back at Folsom Field. I'm sure Iowa State will be probably ranked in the top 25 at that point still.
God, I cannot wait for the electricity of that stadium. What do we got, like 50 days?
Less than that, bro.
Less than
40-something. We hit 49 on Friday, right? 'Cause that
Actually,
was-
I think I saw someone in the comments say Jeff Smart days away, which incredible ball knowledge on that poll, which I now my ball knowledge is to the test.
What number was he, bro?
Thinking 45.
It'll be 42 days on Friday. So 43, 44. Yeah, I think that's right. 45. I think today's 45.
Jeff Smart, friend of the family.
Really?
Yes.
45.
Yep.
Good test.
Attaboy.
Preston Ashley's had his ratings dropped by on 3/Rivals. Least surprising thing.
It's because of all those games he's played.
It is.
they
Yeah,
made him a
yeah.
four-star.
Exactly. Yeah. He really, just had a tough time against. Oh, wait, they haven't played games.
We're back, boys.
It is what it is. We're just gonna keep doing this. The only part where it really matters is you just have to deal with the trolls on whatever ranking the class is, because every time someone commits, their ranking gets trashed.
Yep.
Of course the overall ranking isn't gonna look nearly as good.
And that's just his on 3 Rivals ranking, right? He's still a 4-star on ESPN.
He's
still
still
a 4-star on 24/7, correct?
He's still a Rivals industry 4-star.
Yeah.
They just dropped there. It's hilarious, bro.
So almost 1 year anniversary, July 10th, 2024. I wrote this story with the headline that reads, Deion Sanders warns recruits amid Julian Lewis buzz. Quote, they may drop your high school rankings. This was July 10th last year. So this is right. We were in Vegas last year for
year
Big 12
ago.
Media Days, literally. And if you remember, Coach Prime had this tweet where he goes, to whom it may concern, if you desire to come play for us, they may drop your high school rankings just because. I have a friend named Lulu from Fort Myers. They did that 2 years ago, and they're still doing it now. Fortunately, we don't care about rankings. And obviously, this was in the midst of Juju hadn't committed yet, but this was around the time where it started to pick up the real buzz that Juju could be a flip.
Did we get hit with a violation for this?
I don't think so. Not
Okay.
this
I don't
one.
think so.
I think
No.
wasn't that tweet deleted?
I'm sure it was.
I think it was.
I'm sure it was quickly
the
deleted.
Lulu tweet.
I totally forgot
Great
about that.
poll, bro.
Yeah, but yeah,
I
so
need the
this is-
customized Colorado number 10
There
jersey
you
with
go.
Lulu on the back.
So yes, this is something that Coach Prime and the Colorado football program are very familiar with. And again, it was the same thing. I wrote here, until this week, Lewis was a consensus 5-star quarterback in the class of 2025. And then he dropped to a 4-star on both On3 and 24/7 Sports. With no games being played. Dropped 20-plus spots in the rankings. Right around the time that the buzz became real that Juju could potentially be a Colorado flip. And that's just how it goes.
How it is.
And I think Dukes shared this on our show or on his show that he was doing on our platform. But there was like excuses made about his size,
Yes.
Yeah.
and things of that nature. And it's like he also didn't get smaller.
Right.
Like they didn't play any games and he didn't shrink. So at one point you saw him as a 5-star, and now you see him as a 4-star because of his size. Like and it's not Dukes' fault. He was basically just sharing what he was told. But none of it ever makes any sense to me. Especially when you put the 5-star stamp on someone,
Yeah.
you're saying elite. You're saying this is an elite talent, and then you're later saying like, actually, never mind.
I think it was part of the. I don't know when this happened in the timeline, but when he reclassified, that's when he got dropped too. Because remember that 247, like I can't remember who it was talking about Julian and just like him reclassifying and saying like, oh, now he's going to be 17. He's just going to be so small as a true freshman. Blah blah blah. Like so that's why that all started.
Yeah, I sat next to him the other day. You were wrong.
Yes.
And this was around the time where he was, I think, for sure balling in the Elite 11, but I think maybe winning Elite 11 MVP.
Yep.
Makes
so
sense.
Or it was like Alpha Dog or something like that.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was, Alpha Dog or something like that. But yeah, it's just, we know how this goes.
All right, we're playing catch up. Do you want to do recruiting, our Big 12 poll, Coach Hart, or the short preview on Delaware?
Can I get a combo Coach Hart and recruiting?
Sure. Put some respect on Coach Hart's name. 3 linebackers
Telling me.
this month. Carson Crawford is an absolute dog. You need to go watch his film.
I'm a big fan of Carson Crawford.
He plays for Carthage, which is where KJ Edwards plays. And Carson has kind of played a little bit of both ways, but
LBU coming soon.
I think so. He just plays with his hair on fire. Rodney
Yeah.
Colton's about the same. Rodney Colton so far is playing mostly on the edge in high school, but he is going to switch to off-ball linebacker as he goes through college. And he mentioned, I don't know if you have the picture, Dion, but his visit a few weeks ago when he was here, it was JB, Mantrez, and is it French also in it, or who's the other one?
I don't know what photo you're talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
The photo of Rodney Colton with Coach Hart, JB, and like Mantrez Walker. It might just be those 4 actually. But I mean,
Maybe
he's got
Reggie Hughes.
Maybe I can't remember, but there's it's him with all the current linebackers and Coach Hart, basically. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I seen that photo.
that was the thumbnail yesterday.
Let's investigate.
Killing me, man.
Do you have the thumbnail?
Just throw up the thumbnail if you can.
Bro, wow, okay. Okay, I didn't know this was Kylan Salter.
Okay, that's who it is. Kylan Salter.
And
Yes.
I'd never seen JB in the back of this photo. Like, that's kind of hard to see. Like, I didn't see him at all.
He said it, not me.
I didn't see him at all in the back of that photo. That's hard. Wow. Yeah, okay. That's dope. Shit.
That's crazy. But anyways, he seems pretty
I
bought
tweeted
in.
this photo out and everything.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I've never seen that photo.
That's crazy.
I was like, what are you talking about, bro? I know you. I know 10,000 of you saw it, bro.
They talking about I saw it. Okay, all right. I saw it, Jake. All right, buddy. Relax.
Anyways, he's just super bought in the program. Coach Hart now 3 commitments this month. Put some respect on his name.
Yep. And Rodney Colton Jr. What a player. What a name, though.
Yeah.
That is the name of a star. I feel like I can hear like Chris Fowler being like Rodney Colton Jr. Yeah.
The name is so cold, they had to put his name on the back of a Buffs jersey when he visited.
Yeah, it had Colton
I
Jr.
think, I think we were talking about, I don't think you were here. Have you ever seen that before?
No.
A high school recruit on a visit, and they put his name on the back of a jersey.
No. I mean,
It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. And like when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, he might be a Buff.
wait. That's actually genius, and they should keep doing
Yes.
that. Because I
Yes.
can already think of like the technology that you could use to just swap it.
For sure.
NFL draft literally does it. Like
Yeah,
the
right.
minute between the players walking to the stage to shake the commissioner's hand and when the name is called, they.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's just a nameplate.
Right.
Yeah.
But how about this? You just make that back thing Velcro, and then all you got to do is make the
There you
things and
go.
just Velcro on there. A little free idea for the recruiting staff.
Love it.
That
If
was
they
tough,
haven't
though.
already figured that one out. But yeah, dude's a monster.
And then DeMonte, go ahead.
Real quick, I mean, Coach Hart. Put some respect on his name. You said it. Some people in the chat lost their mind when he was my pick for future head coach.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it hasn't exploded, I guess, on the recruiting trail for linebackers. But let's not forget, Nakai Hill-Green was here last year. Let's not forget, Mantrez Walker was a highly coveted linebacker. Like, it's not as if they've just struck out at the position.
Not at all.
And now they're getting hot. So good job, Coach Hart.
You mentioned it. Mantrez last year, Nakai out of the portal last year.
Yep.
Getting, French this year,
French
who
and Hughes,
led
yep.
all linebackers and
Hughes.
tackles for loss this year, and Reggie Hughes. And now these 3, I think, dogs in this 2026 class. Ain't nothing you can really say negative about that man, Coach Hart, nowadays.
Our Big 12 poll. Do you want it from worst to first?
Yeah, go through it quickly because I think I saw it. But we did you guys do the scoring system that we talked about? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this was the amalgamation of all 3 of our lists combined together.
So starting at 16, we had UCF, 15, West Virginia, 14, Arizona, a tie for 13 between Oklahoma State and Cincinnati. 11th was Kansas, 10th is BYU, 9th is Houston, 8th is TCU, a tie for 7th for Iowa State and Texas Tech. 5th is ASU, 4th is Utah, 3rd is Baylor, 2nd is Colorado, 1st is K-State. We all had K-State winning the conference.
What?
Interesting. My biggest issue, and I talk about this on the show. I don't know how Houston is ahead of BYU.
Bro, I already told you.
What?
Because I put Houston pretty high. That's how.
You're stressing me out with that water cup on your laptop.
Yeah, that is crazy, bro.
It's not going nowhere, guys. Houston or BYU, who finishes with a better record this year?
BYU.
Don't worry, Dion.
What say you, Jake?
We'll remember this, bro. We'll remember this.
Those are both Dion's
I was
squad.
these are both of yours. Well, what's your answer to that? Who finished with a better record this year, Houston or BYU?
It's the quarterback situation in Utah that's kind of
BYU.
BYU.
like got me on the fence right now.
So you
he said Houston. Yes.
you say Houston, right?
They got bro from A&M.
Yes, they did.
I'll rock with Wegman. I really do. I just don't know what the rest of their team is going to look like. You think Houston finishes
Yes.
more wins? Too?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
How dare I?
Wow.
I don't feel like it's that serious, but
What'd you do?
I picked BYU over Houston.
How dare you, brother?
I'm just going with the coach.
I think BYU is going to just be a better team still, even no matter who's under center for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see though.
All right.
I'm not as low on Houston as you are. I'm not as high on Houston as Jake is. And in the end, I just give the tiebreaker to Kalani Sitake.
Yeah. Colorado sees both of them pretty earlier in the year too, so
Probably a
that'll
good
be fun.
15th.
Yeah, they're down there.
Too low?
I'm surprised you guys someone must have had Arizona higher than. Okay, I
I had
them
them
second to
around
last.
5th or 6th. Second to last?
Arizona.
Oh, Arizona. Oh my God. I was like, what? No, I had them bottom 3 as well.
So you had them a little higher.
Nah. You talking about Arizona? I'll let you know in a second. I couldn't have had them higher than 13.
Well, 13 would have boosted them up out of the bottom.
Yeah, I got them at
Yeah.
13.
Okay.
I had them at 13.
But yeah, I had Houston like, I don't know, 8th or 7th or something like that.
That's crazy, bro. I think.
Is
I
it
had 'em
really that
12.
crazy?
Yes.
Oh, again,
I had 'em
we were
12.
talking about the most like competitive conference in the country. No one has any idea how this conference is going to shake out.
No, but I feel
It's not the craziest thing for a team who played a lot of Big 12 teams tough to be better this year.
bro,
I had
they didn't play a
Houston,
lot of
I
big
had
teams.
Houston 11th. Where did you have them?
12.
Okay. And then I had Arizona 15th, West Virginia 14th.
You said you had Houston what, 7th or 8th?
Something like that, yeah.
8th.
It's gonna be fun to monitor.
Yeah, it will.
You also thought TCU was too low, right?
I had them 6, so I
okay.
think it's about right. I think Jake and I are obviously higher on Utah than I think you were. But everything else, I think.
It's really, I would say 1 through 8 in this conference is really exciting.
It is.
There was a
It
clear
is.
tier break that we had in terms of the total points between all 3 of us, and it was right there at 9th and 8th.
Yep.
Between TCU and Houston.
So I'm curious. So I agree that top 8. You said you have Houston 8 for sure, right?
They're higher than what you guys had. That's how they got pulled up.
Would you take any of these teams that I'm about to name? Would you take Houston over any of these teams I'm about to name?
Okay.
Arizona State, TCU, Texas Tech, Iowa State,
No, I didn't have them ranked above those teams though.
K-State, Utah, Baylor, Colorado.
Probably not.
So those are 8 teams right there that
Yeah.
you wouldn't put Houston ahead of.
Brother, I already explained this.
I'm
to
just,
you.
I'm just.
They played so many teams tough last year. I think the baseline talent is going to be better. Also, because the Big 12 is so close, I think they can pull out one of those upsets. Absolutely,
Okay.
and that can easily. I mean, you can get to 5 conference wins in the Big 12. I think pretty
They beat
easily.
Kansas State last year.
Exactly. It's exactly my point.
Yeah, I mean, the whole conference is going
That's
to
the
be carnage.
only point, low-key.
That is.
is that they beat K-State last year. That's
No,
really
I-
It would have been
the
way
only point.
cooler if they could beat BYU.
They were a tough team in the trenches, man. If they had better quarterback play, they would have been a lot better last year.
It makes sense on its face because their quarterback situation was god awful, and I don't think Wegman's. He's just not going to be that bad. But yeah, I mean, yeah. See, I don't.
What?
I'm just looking at this late season loss to Arizona, 27-3.
They had no quarterback. They couldn't score.
We don't got to harp on Houston. We got to make this a Houston show.
You're the one harping on Houston. Last thing, we talked about Delaware. Delaware was a topic of conversation last week.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was. But we were continuing with our season preview. We didn't do the full chart and everything because it would have been fully CU, but they had some
Should
interesting.
have done it. I want to look at that.
We can if you want. I'll make one, but
They put up in the Delaware locker room by tomorrow.
exactly. But I can't even remember where I was going now. They are a proud program, I would say.
Yeah.
They have 3 college football Hall of Famers. They have Joe Flacco, Rich Gannon. I don't know who the third
Wait,
is.
oh, okay.
So they have like some history of quarterback. They did play 3 quarterbacks last year. One of them is gone. 2 of them are back. They lost Marcus Yarns, who I think was undrafted free agent. He's in the NFL now. He was a really good running back there. They lost their leading receiver, their leading sack guy, both to the portal. They did get some guys in who transferred down from like pretty decent schools, Power 5 schools, Power 4 schools. They can do some stuff offensively, but otherwise, man, they run a 3-3-5 on defense, and it's sloppy at times at best.
All right. I mean, look, Colorado can't lose to Delaware.
No.
It's got to be one of those games where a lot of players on the roster play. In my opinion, that's where I'm at with it. Can't take them lightly. Sure, you can't do that. But you're at home. You're playing a team that didn't play a single FBS team last year that is making a move up to FBS.
Furthest they've ever traveled for a football game?
I don't know if that's true, but it's got to be up there.
I think
got to be close.
I think someone's on this show said that at one point.
I don't know, unless they've gone to California before.
It's got to be one of those games.
Maybe I actually saw it somewhere else. I think Brian Howell did an interview with I would say
Delaware
a Delaware beat writer, but I'm guessing it's the Delaware beat writer.
Yes.
And I think he might have said this is the furthest they've ever traveled for a game.
I mean, it's
Or
going to
at
be a
least
factor.
a non-conference game or something along those lines.
But basically, the point of the whole segment was, I mean, it's a proud program. It's kind of like NDSU. They're not as prestigious, but they're not gonna come in and lay down. Like they're gonna come in and try and game plan to win. So I'd expect a battle, but I expect CU to be much better.
Got to be ready for trick plays and
Exactly.
reverses and all that type of goofy stuff because they're gonna try it.
To me, the most important thing is coming out strong.
Yeah.
Just you can't let them believe that they can win it, which is exactly what North Dakota State did.
Exactly.
They came out, they went down and scored, and they were like, okay, these guys aren't that much better than us. And as soon as you lose that, you've got a ball game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you played in a game as a heavy underdog before.
Yeah.
Where you go out there and you're just like, okay, we're probably gonna lose to these guys. And if they go up, if they go up 14-0, you're like, yep, we're definitely gonna lose to these guys. But you go up 7-0, you're like,
Hold on now.
wait, we can play here.
Yep. Definitely.
So yeah, we'll do Wyoming later this week. You're
Bet.
down,
Yep.
and then we'll be on to the Big 12 right after that. Then
We'll be on to Houston.
we will be.
Hell yeah.
Dang, Super Chat City today.
You're shaking the Houston hive, bro. I hope you realize.
There's a Houston High.
They're super chatting because of it now.
I
Here
see
we go.
one.
Let's hear it. The last one on the bottom.
I see one.
Are we doing it now?
Let me read it. Super chat from Martin Wheatfall 211. Shout out Martin. I love the bus. I'm from Houston. SDP, you have been showing Houston, Texas no love. From my Texans to U of H. That's exactly why we did Caleb with the finger painting emoji. Is hilarious. The way we did. Sco Buffs. Shout out Dion in the back. First off,
Okay.
I would like to say that is not true. I'm probably the biggest Houston Texans fan on this set right now. I'm definitely the biggest CJ Stroud guy on this set right now.
You also said when we did what road trip are you most excited for, you chose Houston.
Period. I got a lot of love for Houston. My sister's staying in Houston, who's visiting me next week. So I got a lot of love for Houston. I just don't got a lot of love for the Cougars. I ain't gonna lie. I just don't think they're gonna be good this year. And that should not be a hot take that the Houston Cougars aren't gonna be good this year. But what did y'all do to Caleb though? That's what I want to know. What y'all know what we talking about there?
No, I know that Willie
Did you
Fritz team beat Caleb Williams.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
that's what he's referring to. Okay.
Did you guys play Houston last year?
No, I don't. Yeah, I think they did. I think they
Oh,
did.
Texans Bears.
Yeah, I think Texans Bears
Well,
did
if
play
it was
last
after
year.
week 6, you guys definitely lost then.
Yeah, I think that probably definitely happened. That sounds like every Bears
September
game this
then.
Damn,
past
they
year.
really did him dirty.
Appreciate the super chat, Martin. Just want to be clear, I got love for Houston though.
Wait, I don't want to do all the other super chats yet though. There's some I want to talk about this on 3 article
Shout
real
out
quick.
Paul Wall.
Houston legend.
Pete Nakos, who spent the most? Survey reveals top 10 biggest spenders in college football.
Okay.
Any guesses on number 1
Texas
This
Tech.
this offseason?
this offseason? Not Texas Tech.
What?
Ohio State.
Not Ohio State.
Alabama?
Not Alabama.
Georgia?
No.
SEC team or no?
SEC.
Ole Miss.
No. It's Texas, guys.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I
The
would have
Longhorns.
taken me a while
Yeah.
to get there.
Yeah.
You said that like it was obvious.
Texas is pretty obvious.
Texas is obvious of the SEC team that spent the most money.
Yeah, they're going to be like a top 3 team going into this year.
So
They got your boy, bro.
who?
Atkinson.
They did.
They did get my boy.
They said the Texans sacked Caleb 7 times.
Oh,
Everybody would. No, I'm not gonna say that. Hey, but no, I saw this tweet from Hayes Fawcett today. He goes, Texas goes into the Peach State back-to-back years and lands a 5-star recruit over Georgia. Justice Terry last year, Tyler Atkinson this year. Both of them were offered by Georgia as 8th graders.
oof.
And then I'm choosing Texas.
Yeah.
And so when people complain about in-state recruiting in like Colorado, it happens everywhere. You lose dogs in-state everywhere. And Georgia will tell you that it happens.
For what it's worth, Steve Sarkisian at a SEC spring meeting said he called it frustrating, the reporting on their roster. He said, I wish I had 40 million on our roster. We've got great support. I wish I had another 15 million or so is also what he said, which is insane. Number 2 is Texas
Why is
Tech.
bro lying, by the way?
Yeah. Number
He
2 is
has to.
Texas Tech, though. Cody Campbell, just straight cash injection into the program, pretty much, into the school. They have
Do you
the most expensive athletic department right now.
Do you think that Colorado walking in there, putting belt to ass on the same weekend they were crying about the American flag shirts, got the fan base a little riled up to throw some more money at the roster?
Maybe, bro.
I think someone walked in there and was like, if you don't want us to get our asses beat by Colorado, you better open up your checkbook.
Yep.
And I don't think it's going to help them because they're still Texas Tech.
Today at SEC Media Days, Stark walked out, take the podium, and they played the Texas A&M fight song on accident.
Let's go. That's amazing.
A&M? Why is A&M even in the what?
Yeah, that is wild.
Could you
Damn,
imagine? Bro?
I would be so pissed.
Oh, A&M fans are going to go crazy over that
Facts.
one, bro. Ohio State is number 3. Last summer, it was reported that they had a $20 million roster. The Wall Street Journal previously reported Ohio State will spend between $30 and $35 million this fall. And some sources have told On3 it'll be north of the $35 million mark.
So that's the most expensive roster in the Big Ten.
Big Ten, yes.
Who is it?
Ohio
Ohio
State.
State.
Right behind them, though, is the second team, and that's Oregon. No surprise. After that, Texas A&M. No surprise.
That is a surprise because they're still
A&M.
actually.
That's all they have is the money.
I was gonna say a surprise because they haven't been good, but they're supposed to be good this year. Aren't
They haven't had a 10-win season since Johnny, and they've been loading up these rosters like that ever since.
It's a damn shame.
It's crazy. Miami's after that. Michigan, USC, Tennessee, Auburn. Others receiving votes: LSU, Florida, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama, Penn State, Arizona State. There's your first Big 12 team, I think. Clemson, Florida State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, South Carolina.
Interesting.
Okay.
Big spenders.
Super
This is
chats.
supposed to be over now, right?
Who knows,
We're not
bro?
gonna be doing these
I don't. I mean,
roster measurements anymore.
have you seen any of the CSC stuff like coming out? Like,
No.
it's just a fucking mess, bro.
That's what they do.
It's
They make messes.
constant countersuing and like, oh, we might have a lawsuit on this, and it's a
Ugh.
nightmare.
All right, keep going.
That's it actually.
Oh, we got all the super chats?
To the chat, yep.
No.
East Coast Kev says, random. Something still needs to be done about the poaching in CFB. It's supposed to be illegal. It's funny how Nakai Hill-Green jumped in the portal, and the very next day he's at Alabama. Somebody got to him during the season.
I mean, this is just what it is.
It goes.
Tampering happens
everyone
in
does
every
it.
level of every sport.
Yeah. Eric says, RK, first time you have worn a Browns jersey.
Yeah, other than my Brandon Whedon. No, I'm just kidding. This is definitely the first time I've owned or worn a Browns jersey. And I got to admit, kind of looks good. Kind of makes me want to add a Johnny Manziel Browns jersey to the collection. Because if you pull
Legend.
up to the party in a Johnny Manziel Browns
Lit.
jersey, you're saying that you're like, everyone's like, oh, this guy's here to party.
IDGAF.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that tweet you had. Like somebody walks in with a Johnny Manziel jersey, just a bunch of dudes like, hell yeah,
Hell yeah.
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
you instantly become the guy at that party.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I had
But
a-
I love this one, man. Thanks again to Chris for hooking up all
Hell
of us
yeah.
up with the
Yep.
Shador Browns jersey.
Shout out, Chris. I can't wait to see Jake in his, man. That's gonna be
yeah, it's gonna be
legendary.
awesome.
But I had a Johnny Manziel. I think I still actually own it. A Johnny Manziel baseball jersey. He was drafted by the Mariners, so I have a Johnny
That's insane.
Manziel.
That's tough.
Mariners baseball jersey. It's pretty fire.
Eric again. This one's for you, RK. DNVR, has Mama Tia / Miss T remodeled the bus yet?
Not yet. More to come.
East Coast Kev says Texas Tech reportedly has spent close to $30 million on their roster this year. Honestly, should see you open that wallet a little more. Ohio State did.
We don't.
That's
I honestly don't think we have the people to open up the wallet.
Yeah.
30 million. Yeah, no way.
Like, there's a lot of work put into raising the budget that Colorado has, and I think Colorado has a very respectable budget at this point. But it's a big difference when you're in oil country. There, you know, like there's just different levels to this.
Didn't Rick George on our show last week drop like figure? Did he say Texas? He said like Texas has a budget of like 240,
Yeah.
and Colorado has a budget of like 140. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like $100 million. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
And I mean that's just it's a difference. Like you said, when you're in that part of the country at a school like that has been doing football at a high level for decades.
Yep.
It's just a little different.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So I think we're doing pretty damn good, all things considered. We can always do better, but I think for Colorado to raise our numbers, it has to be a lot more grassroots. And I understand why it is, but everyone wants to just be like, oh, some millionaire will drop in and save us all.
Yeah.
But it might need to be, you know, $10,000, $5,000 donations.
Right.
That don't come from multi-millionaires or billionaires.
Yeah.
And that's a lot harder to do. It requires a lot more work than just Cody Campbell or whatever his name is, helicoptering in and dropping money bags on everyone.
Yep. Park Hill for the win says, always appreciate y'all get me right before, during, and after the Buff season. RK got that Shador, Hunter, and Shiloh jersey too.
Sick.
Let's go.
I feel like that
Holy
Shiloh
Trinity.
one might go platinum. What'd you say?
Said he's got the Holy Trinity.
Oh
Yeah.
That red Bucks 21 Shiloh jersey, that might have to be a cop too.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you would have gone to a place where Coach Prime played? So then the 21 Sanders jersey is back on the shelves.
Insane.
All right. That was a good show. Good to have you back.
Great to be back. Great to be done moving. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, Jesus. How'd it go?
It went.
It was
It went. I mean, it's just the worst thing. And honestly, I had to deal with the movers and all of that. But then there was a bunch of leftover stuff that Allie had to handle because I was gone. So
Right.
extra shout out to her. But then last night we had to have everything out by midnight. You know that deal.
Yep.
So we're at the old apartment at 10 p.m.
Yep.
scraping and everything to get out of there. Finally done.
All right, chat. We'll be back tomorrow. See y'all then. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.